Alright, so our next component is the photocell. It's just the next stage of evolution for adding on to our little circuits that we have been. It complements, and it's a very good gateway drug to sensors too. So a photocell, what it does, it detects light, and then it adjusts its resistance based upon the light it sees. Okay, and depending on how you have it hooked up, you can make it so if it's dark in a room, the light will come on, or if light is detected, the light will come on, depending on how you want to hook it up. And there's only so many ways you can hook it up right now because we haven't really gotten to transistors yet, which is one of my favorites, is transistors. But for right now, what we're looking at is how to look at it in the schematic. So what we're doing is you kind of look at a resistor. It's got the little like that going on. But this time, what we're doing is going to encircle it. And instead of light going this way, we're going to have light going this way. Boom. Boom. So that is the schematic view of a photocell. There is no positive and negative direction. These can be either direction, doesn't matter. Just like the resistor. The resistor can be positive on one side, negative on the other, just as long as they are opposite. But even then, there's some cases where you could just run this right into either a positive or a negative circuit. It doesn't have to be positive one side, negative on the other. So, especially when in the transistor stuff. How do you read it with a multimeter, you ask? Right? So we can learn. Good question. So if you put it on your ohms, and you hook one side to one side to the other, using your hooks. Okay. Now we can get, so right now, in light, it is 1K resistance. Okay. Now if I add darkness to it, it goes up to 14K resistance. Alright. Now what if it's really close to light? I mean like super close to light. How about this LED? We can just introduce it to it. So it dips all the way down to 252 ohms of resistance. Oh, 217 ohms of resistance. So it goes from 220 ohms to 14K ohms. 220 ohms to 14K ohms. Now that you know what it does, because they're all different, to be honest with you. I mean, there's some bigger ones and smaller ones, but you should probably get the gate of what these are. Yours, what it does. Alright, so we got a good range now. What are we going to do with it? So we'll take a look at that in our next exercise when we use the photocell with this circuit.